So this is why autism girls do this one odd thing. Super interesting. Hey guys, welcome back to the TheAspieWorld. My name is Dan. I have autism, ADHD, OCD and dyslexia, and I make weekly videos on this type of content. So if you're new around here and you'd like to learn more, remember to hit that subscribe button by clicking the notification bell down below. And also, if you're watching over on Facebook, be sure to give this page a like and a follow to see more videos just like this one every single week. Guys, what's going on? Good to have you here. Amazing to see everyone here thinking differently to the TheAspieWorld, where we think differently daily. What's up, different thinkers? Okay, so as always, I have a free PDF book all about hacks for autism daily life. Now, if you don't already have it, make sure to hit the iCard above here, the link in the description below, or on the end card, there'll be a little thing where you can download it and download the book completely free because it's my gift to you because you're awesome. And also, if you're downloading the book, why don't you hit me up on Instagram and Twitter and let me know that you've downloaded it. That'd be super dope. Okay guys, so this video is all about super interestingly odd things that girls with autism do, or one really interesting thing that girls or women with an autism spectrum disorder do. And I wanted to do this because I find it really interesting. You know, there's a whole kind of like different world. When you compare like males to females on the autism spectrum, there's different diagnostic criteria, there may be different kind of traits and characteristics, but I find like there's certain ones that I just think are just very fascinating that I'd like to talk about, and that's why I wanted to do this video right now, because we often talk about girls on the spectrum on this channel, and if you are wanting to learn more about girls specifically on the spectrum, I will leave a link for a playlist in the description down below, all about girls on the autism spectrum, and I've interviewed from my friends who are girls who are on the autism spectrum. Lots of information there, and I'm sure you'll get a lot of value from that. So without further ado, I'm going to get into this right now. So we all know that autism definitely isn't exclusive to males, but there has been some very interesting developments in that, where for many years people thought that autism was just a male-based thing, right? When in actual fact it's obviously across the board. So it doesn't make any difference if you're male, female, or whatever. You know, you can have autism, you could not, you know, there's no difference there. But above all else, autism in girls displays very interesting behaviour. And there's different behaviours between males and females as well. There's like masking and stuff with males that isn't as prominent as it is in females. Like females mask way more, and they have a lot more different kind of like difficulties than males do. And so I just think it's fascinating to talk about it. But above anything else, right, girls display this one very interesting behaviour, and that behaviour, ladies and gentlemen watching this video right now, is inappropriate or no facial gestures. Now, women typically women on the autism spectrum typically will display the wrong facial expression for the emotion that they're displaying. So if you could be talking to a female on the spectrum and they could be really happy, yet their facial expression could be completely mute. They could have like no facial expression at all, just completely like as if you're not even talking to them. But then also they could display a facial expression or a gesture of like extreme happiness, sadness, a twitch, which has no relevance to the situation or conversation at hand. So where you typically see people smile in happy situations, or people kind of be really sad and upset and have like a frown in sad situations, or an intriguing face for intriguing situations, wherever an intriguing face is, you know, girls typically in the autism spectrum won't display these typically. They will display them all, but not linked up to the correct, or it will be inappropriate. So you could be talking about like a funeral or something, but a girl on the autism spectrum may smile about this, and it's like it's the wrong social gesture for that situation. And the reason being is because autism is at its core, a communications issue, right? It's a communication difficulty, and so the brain offering signals for one is understanding emotions and understanding situations, then relaying that information to you to display the correct way to display your emotion in that situation, and facial expressions to display how you feel. It's just not going to happen. And so with females specifically, I feel like females are more engaged with the emotional side of autism, and so therefore they are more tied to showing more facial gestures, but actually showing more incorrect facial gestures for that specific kind of event you're in, or the social situation you're in. Now, in terms of not having any facial gesture at all, this is very, very common. A lot of people on the autism spectrum will have difficulty in displaying any type of emotion through their facial gestures. Now, women on the autism spectrum seem to be more acute to just not displaying any emotion at all, just completely neutral all the way through. They could be excessively happy or excessively sad, but just having a neutral face, which is very difficult for the other people with the group to just judge what the person's going to be like, going off their Facebook, going off of their facial expressions. Now, I definitely would say that if you're with a person on the autism spectrum who is a female, just try and look out and ask them like, hey, are you okay? Is this okay? Because the facial expressions are never going to match up to what they feel. And, you know, I have this as a male, but on the female side of things, I think that this is way more prominent, again, because females are more into their emotional side of autism spectrum and feeling more emotions than the males. I'm guessing this is typically why that happens. Now, I find this really, really interesting. And there are, you know, there are a bunch of different things that are different between men and women on the autism spectrum. I'd love to know if you want to see more differences between autism in girls versus boys, and drop me a comment down below and let me know your thoughts on this subject and if I should do more videos on it. Also, guys, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it on Facebook and Twitter if you got value from this video, and also, if you're not already, please subscribe, and I'll see you next time, guys. Peace.